Hi, some Link Powerline adapters. So these are the adapters that Michael sent me, along with the Gunson strobe gun thing that looked rather like a laser gun. That was in a previous video. So let's get these out of the box and we'll see what's up with them. Now in the email, I'll just bring it up on the screen so you can have a look. He did say that it looked like there was some capacitors blown and some resistors and I think he said some diodes or something. So now I think these are a different model to what's actually on the box, because this has got 5 lights on here and it looks like possibly a couple of Wi-Fi symbols. But on the box this has only got 3, so this must be a different model to what the box is. So I don't know whether it's one unit that's faulty or both units, but I guess we shall find out. Now let's grab an extension lead. Let's just plug one in and see if we get any life out of it. Well, I can hear something, but there's no lights lighting up. Let's just try this one. Well, this one's shown more signs of life. We've got a light on that one. So I don't know whether it's both units that's faulty or just this one. But this one definitely isn't lighting up, so let's have a look at this one first, I think. Let's put this one to one side for now. Right, let's grab a screwdriver. We'll just zoom down a touch and we'll take it apart. And it looks like we've got 4 screws on the back. I think there's a bit of a crack on the bottom there. I can't see any other screws or anything. This bit doesn't come off. Right, I'll just go and grab a smudging tool. Right, let's try one of these little plectrum things, see if we can get into it. That did something. And we're in. Right. Looks like we can change the case for different types of sockets or something there. Different types of plugs, either American or European, I guess. And the same with this, it looks like the cutout just comes out and you can change the insert. Right, let's just zoom down a bit because I've spotted something pretty much straight away. Can you spot it? Well, if we look just here, if I try and get this a little bit sideways, you might be able to tell that those capacitors are actually domed. And that one's actually started to split there. I'll just try and zoom down a little bit more perhaps. And if we look at that one for instance, now this one's nice and flat on the top. You can see how these two here are domed. So those will need to be changed. And what are those? 1000 microfarads at 6.3 volts. Right, let's have a look, see if we can see anything else. Because he did mention something about rectifier diodes and some 1 megohm resistors, but that might be the other unit. Well, I can't see anything else obvious on this side of the board. So I think what I'll do, I'll remove this board, which I'll have to do in any case to change these capacitors. So let's remove this board. I'll just zoom back out a fraction. And we'll have a look on the underside of it, see if there's anything there. Just get this to focus back in a sec. Get the casing out of the way. And what have we got on this side? Let's just zoom down a bit on this side and we'll have a look. guess that must be the main chip here. So we've got a little power supply here and a little 0 ohm resistor, which is probably acting as a fuse. I'm not sure what that IC is there. Actually, it looks like a power regulator. That's probably the main switching IC for the transformer here. That's what that'll be. It's on the opposite side of it. And that looks about it. So the only thing I can see so far on this is the output capacitors here. So I shall remove those and I'll see if I've got some replacements. Right. Let's get those out. Right, I'm just going to add a bit of flux first. I'm just going to put some fresh leaded solder on this. And I've just added some silicone tubing to the end of my solder sucker here. There's a few people mentioned about that in the comments, so thank you very much for that. So we'll give it a go. I'm not sure if it's having a great effect or not. Just try this one. It might be the silicone tube, or it's a bit too big, I don't know. It does seem to have more suction though. Right, let's see if I can just pull these out, I think. Have they got any glue or anything on? No. I was just seeing if I had some glue on or something there. Just don't seem to want to come out. Right, one out. Two out. Right, I'll just try and clean those holes up. Right, I'll just zoom out a bit. And I'm just curious to see what those capacitors actually measure. So let's just give this a go. Well, no surprise. Let's just try this one. And again, I'm surprised that one's got as low ESR as it did. I was expecting something a bit more like that. Right, so 6.3, 1000 microfarads. I'll see if I've got some of those. Right, found a couple of capacitors. The only ones I've had, which are used ones, are 1000 microfarads at 10 volts. So let's just try these to make sure that they're okay. Yep, that one's alright. Let's just try this one. Yep, that's good as well. Right, let's get these. Let's get these in. And hopefully they're not too tall. Because they are slightly taller than the originals. So hopefully there's enough clearance in the case for them. If not, I might have to rethink this. Right, let's get those soldered up. Right, let's give that a little bit of a clean up with some IPA and a toothbrush. Right, pop it back in its case and we'll give it a test. I've had a few people saying why don't you use an electric screwdriver. I'm not particularly a fan of them. I like to be able to feel how much torque I'm putting on the screw, and also when I put screws in, especially into plastic, I don't know if you've noticed, but it might be too quick because I normally speed up on the video, but I'd normally turn it the opposite way when inserting a screw until you hear a click. So if I just do it now, there, I don't know if you saw that, but I'll try it again. So there was a little bit of a click there, and that means the screw's back in its original thread, and then when you tighten it up you're not actually cutting a new thread into the plastic. So that's one of the reasons why I don't particularly like cordless screwdrivers. Let's see if I can get this back together. I don't like the way this cable just sits there. I'll just zoom out a fraction. I wonder if you're supposed to put it in this way first. Like that, and then put the case on. Right, I'm just going to plug it in like that before I put the screws in, just to see what it does. And hopefully we get some power lights on it now. Or maybe it just doesn't do anything. Well, we definitely got power to the extension lead there. But we still have no signs of life. Right. Let's see, what if I take it apart again then? I'm just checking I put the capacitors back in the correct way. I'm sure I heard it make a noise when I first plugged it in though. So I don't know why it's not making any noise now. Right, I'm just going to take this circuit board back out again. Right, I'm going to plug it in, just see if I get any voltage on these capacitors here. Right, just going to plug the extension lead in. You have to switch it off for now. So I have that plugged in. Right, let's flip this over a sec so I can measure the capacitors on the back there. And let's get the test meter. Let's zoom out a fraction more. Right, I'm just going to plug it in now. And let's see what voltage we got on these capacitors. So the leads on the right way. I've got 3.3 volts there. That seems right. I've got power lights on there now. Unless one of the buttons or something was stuck in when I reassembled it. But we definitely seem to have power lights on there now. Right, I'll try switching it off and we'll try putting it back together again then. I'm just wondering if this pair button was jammed in or something. It's the only thing I can think. Let's just see what that does now. Let's put the extension lead back on. There we go, I've got a couple of little lights on there now. Unless they were just hard to see and I didn't see them quite the first time. That's the only other thing I can think. Right, well this has got two lights on, so that's a good sign. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a look at this other one. I'll pop the screws back in this first and then we'll have a look at this one. Alright, let's have a look at this one then. I think this one takes a little bit more getting into by the look of things. It's got 3 ports on the top of this one. There we go. It's got a lot more in this one. I've got some thermal pads on the bottom here. And this one's got a daughter card, or a daughter board here. So I guess this is the network side of it with the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet transformers there. And this is the power supply. This has got surface mount caps on here. Let's just zoom down a bit. Again, that looks like the main IC there. So I'm wondering if this is the IC that does the actual, like the power line part of the device. Yeah, it's kind of totally different, this one inside. Let's have it on the other side of the board. Now he did mention something about some resistors and diodes, but I can't see anything like that as to yet. Looks like a memory IC there. Some kind of EEPROM. Looks like a switch and MOSFET here. That seems to be on the output of the power supply though. Actually they're not surface mount capacitors, they're through hole ones. Just aluminium. Looks like we've got two different values there. I mean, 820 microfarads is that, and 560 at both 6.3 volts. I'm not too sure on that. They're the main smoothers. I can't see any blown components or anything. I just wonder if it's worth checking the values on these two capacitors here. Well, they are both linked in parallel, so the only way to really check those is to remove them. Well, seeing as this will be about the same age as the other one, I would suspect, I think it's just going to be worth pulling those capacitors just to check them, just in any case. It's not going to hurt, and we're already into it, so let's do that. Right, so I'm just going to put flux on this. And we'll just add some fresh solder. There's one removed. And there's the other one removed. Right, now these are quite hot, so I think I'm just going to let them cool for a little bit before I test them. Right, I think these will have cooled down by now, so let's see what these measure. So this one is the 820. And it measures 840, so with an ESR of 0. Let's just try this one, which is the 560. And it measures 591 with an ESR of 0.02 ohms. So that one seems okay as well. So I think what I'm going to do is just put this back together for now, and then we'll test and see if it works. It might just be in the other one that was faulty. Nope. Right, and the other one just goes in here. Just clean a bit off this leg. Right, I'll put this back together and then we'll give it a test then. Well, I've finished putting it back together and I've plugged them both into this extension lead here, and I've paired them. So this one is connected to this one now. So I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi on this one with my phone, and I've already put the password and that in. So it's TP-Link EC1C, and what it'll say, I'll probably say there's no internet connected, like that, and the reason is we haven't got any Ethernet plugged into this adapter here to send the internet through the extension, through the mains, to this one here, which will then give it Wi-Fi. So I'll just get an internet lead, or an Ethernet lead, I'll just plug that in there. And we'll just give this a moment to do its stuff. There we go, connected. So now if I go to YouTube or something like that, there we go. All seems to be working. Excellent. So a nice simple fix on this one. Just capacitors. So I don't know where the resistors and diodes were, because I couldn't see any problems with those at all. So right then, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.